Hi, my name is Nate, and today we are going to be learning a little about cars. Many of us have ridden in cars before. I bet most of you got here today because of some sort of car or bus. Cars are a very normal and important part of our society, but have you ever thought about how they run? Most cars run on gasoline, which is a type of fuel. The engines burn the fuel to propel the cars forward. How well an engine uses the gasoline is called fuel economy. Fuel economy is measured in something called MPG, or miles per gallon. Basically, it's how far you can go with each gallon of gas. If a car has a high fuel economy, it's fuel efficient. There are many great reasons to make a car with a good fuel economy, but the biggest for most people is money. Gasoline is needed by hundreds of millions of people every day, and unfortunately, there's only a limited supply, which makes it expensive to fill up your tank. A better fuel economy means fewer stops at the gas station, which saves a lot of money and makes owning a car more affordable. Another big reason to have a fuel-efficient car is the environment. When an engine is finished with gasoline, it spits it back out into the air as pollution, which is bad for the environment. A better fuel economy uses less gasoline, which means less pollution is produced. How do you make a car fuel efficient? There's a lot that goes into designing a car, but weight and wind resistance are two major factors that are easy to think about. If a car weighs a lot, then the engine has to work harder to move it forward. The same goes for wind resistance. Don't believe me? Have you ever stuck your hand out the window while you're in a car? If you have your palm facing forward, your hand gets blown back because you are catching more wind. But if it's sideways, you can cut through the wind. That pushing back gives wind resistance, and it can make it harder for an engine to move a car forward. In an effort to ensure that car companies are making fuel-efficient vehicles, the US government passed some laws called the CAFE standards, which make sure that new cars meet a certain minimum MPG. Right now, the average new car gets 27.5 MPG. By 2016, cars need to get 37.8 MPG, and by 2025, they need to get a whopping 54.5 miles per gallon. It's up to engineers like us to make that happen. In order to prepare you for this challenge, we are going to design our very own aluminum foil racers. Instead of gasoline, our fuel is going to be the energy stored within a battery. We'll build cars out of these everyday materials that are powered by small motors whose wires are dragging along two strips of aluminum foil. The batteries are hooked up to the foil, so the motor only receives power if the wires are touching it. Time yourself and try and make the fastest racer. Remember, we only have a limited supply of resources, so really think about your design before you build it. Make sure you draw out your design and list the materials you'll be using. Once you have your design ready, your instructor will give you your requested materials so you can get started.